There are 3 steps you must complete before inputting family information. First, you must set up a current school year. Second, you must set up a billing plan. And third, you must set up learning centers and assign supervisors to each learning center. These 3 steps were explained to you in the first workshop on the school management software. Please make a note, on page 43 in the user's guide, you can find detailed information that will assist you in inputting family information.
To access school management, click the A.C.E. Connect School Management icon in the Start menu of your computer. Enter your username and password and click Login. The home screen will be displayed. Select the Families tab on the left to open the Families menu. Select the New Family Wizard button at the top of the screen. This opens the startup screen for the New Family Wizard. Make certain that you have all the information needed to add a new family. Once you have all the necessary information, click Next at the bottom of the screen. The Primary Person dialog box will open. Enter the requested information for the primary person. The primary person is the person responsible for paying the bill. Usually this will be the father. In fact, you'll notice the relationship field is defaulted to father. Let's go ahead and enter a new family. We're going to enter the Virtuson family. Mr. Virtuson's first name, David. We'll enter a middle initial and his last name. The Virtuson family lives at 119 East Patient Road, and their city is Highland City, and then the country is the United States. If you happen to be a school that's outside the United States, if you click in the arrow, you'll notice that the list contains almost every country within the world, and so you'll find the country you need to select for that field. The state, you can go ahead and click in the field and type the first letter of the state, and you'll notice that both states pop up here. We're entering Texas for the state for the Virtuson family. You could choose once again to click the arrow and then scroll down through the list there and find the appropriate state that you need. Then we'll go ahead and enter the zip code. Now you'll notice that I just highlighted whichever field I chose. You can go ahead and tab from field to field if you want to enter the necessary information. Once all the information is filled out in the primary person box, click Next, and the secondary person dialog box will appear. You'll notice that the relationship there says mother, but again you could choose other relationships there. If you have a secondary person other than the mother, you'll find many options in that list. We're going to go ahead and enter Mrs. Virtuson. For Mrs. Virtuson's address, since her address is the same as her husband's, we're going to click on the box here that says Use Primary Person's Address. When we do that, the address that you entered previously for the primary person will populate in the fields provided. If the secondary person has a different address than the primary person, of course you would not want to select or check that box. When all the information is entered, go ahead and click Next. This opens the billing information box. In the billing information box, you want to select the mailing address where you want the bill to go. You have the option of the father's address or the mother's address or whatever you choose for your secondary person. In this case, both addresses are the same. We'll select Use Father's Address, and then we want to drop down and select a billing plan. If you click on the arrow there in the billing plan field, you'll notice we have 2 billing plans. These names come from the billing plans that you entered when you enter your billing plan. If you enter more than one billing plan, all of those names will appear here, and we'll select the church member billing plan for the Virtuson family and go ahead and click Next. This opens up the Students dialog box. In this box, we want to enter the name of all of the students in this particular family that are enrolling in our school. Of course, you're familiar with A.C. We'll enter A.C. and you'll notice that his last name is already entered there for you. Enter a student ID. We've entered a Social Security number. If you want to use something different than a Social Security number for your student ID, this field will accept both numeric and alpha characters, so you should have the flexibility to enter whatever you choose as a student ID. We'll go ahead and enter A.C.'s birth date, March 17th, 2000. And you can either type in the birth date or click on the arrow, which brings up a calendar, and you can select the birth date you choose using the arrows to move from month to month, find the appropriate month, and select the day. And we'll go ahead and assign a level. Click on the arrow. A drop-down list appears that has all of the grade levels, and we're going to select freshman for A.C.'s level, and his supervisor, Mr. Frenson. The names that appear here in the supervisor list are all the names that you enter in your staff and users menu. And so it's important that staff and users be entered before you enter families so that you can assign a supervisor to each student. We'll make our selection, make sure everything's complete, and then click the plus sign to add another student. And we're going to go ahead and add a third student as well, his brother Judson, just so we have some data here to use in other parts of the program. Add his student ID and his birth date, the same as his brother's, his level, and supervisor. Once all of the students are entered, we'll go ahead and click on the Next button at the bottom of the page, and you'll notice that the Ready to Create Family window opens. Verify that all the information is correct, and then click Finish.